Hey everybody, what's up? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi guy here for another Mikey show, and I'm going to give you something quick today. And it's just something that I hear from time to time when I'm talking with people about gear, and they're trying to understand. I'm doing teaching them how to decipher, and a lot of them they want to bring me things they've found online and everything like that. And what I noticed that a common thread in what people get excited for, and sellers know this, and that's the deal. Okay, giving you a deal. You're out to find a deal. Um, I have to tell you right off the cuff, you're off on the wrong foot. If you're out there looking for a deal, you're not looking for good sound. You're either looking for a deal or you're looking for killer sound. If you're looking for killer sound, yeah, it's nice to have a deal, but that's not the primary thing. What do I mean by this? So you may be out there looking around and you've got some stuff sitting in your closet and whatever your gear, and you don't have expendable money to just go buy stuff and not have to sell. Like you have to sell stuff before you can buy stuff. So there's a lot of people like that. A lot of sellers know this. There's used sellers out there that make their living on this. And what they do is they take whatever you have on trade. And so, you'll be like, oh, wow, well, I can pick up this thing, this Aqua La Scala DAC, because I'm going to trade in my this and my that and my Prima Luna and my other thing that I got sitting around there and yada, yada. And I'm going to trade this all in. And then they're going to let me have the Aqua La Scala for, 4K plus all my trade. So you better know what that DAC is that you're looking for, and not just try and buy it because it's a name that looks like it's good when you go to their website. Um, just because something has a fancy name, an Italian name, typically audio companies love to use Italian names. It doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's going to work in your system. Doesn't mean it's worth what you're paying. Any of that kind of stuff. Um, so to go after the deal is an easy way to rake the coals over people's eyes. What you have to think of is in terms of, if somebody's willing to take all your used crap as trade and then sell something to you, they're desperate to make a sale. There's got to be something good in it for them, or they're not going to be so desperate to take all your used crap. I don't take any used crap. I won't take your used trade-in stuff, okay? Because I don't want your used stuff, because then that means I have to sell your cannon fodder, which is what it is to me. It's just something we stuff in a cannon and boom, we boom it out there into the marketplace because it has no value, okay? There's a ton of audio equipment out there that is cannon fodder, and fodder, not fodder like who's your fodder, because you can play that game. You want to play who's your fodder, then you can play that game and you can start buying that crap because it's a good deal and because you can trade your crap in and wheel and deal. Some people love to make a deal. They love that. That's their whole thing. Yeah, can I trade this and I can get this, and then I can add this in there and get that, and then I pay this and then get this and have a return. It's like it's all about putting together this deal in their mind that's like the great deal. Okay, well, you know what, a deal does not mean good sound. Good hi-fi is what means good sound. Okay, I mean, and you have to ask yourself, what are you after? I ask people that all the time. I asked somebody last week, what are you after, man? Are you after a good deal, or are you after freaking good sound? Because one of them is going to be your prime directive, and you follow that. But if you're just looking for the good deal, you're going to get crap that you turn and sell over and over, because that stuff is the cannon fodder. There's plenty of it around, and all it does is circulate around. It changes from hands to hands to hands to hands. You have no idea how many people have owned that thing, because it doesn't produce. It looks like a decent piece. You look at it and you're like, oh, that looks like hi-fi. It's all aluminum and it looks chunky and it looks like it costs some money, so it must be good because it looks like. That's the other thing, the look. And I'm teaching somebody, I'm dealing with somebody that's kind of new to this, and I'm teaching him how to decipher through hi-fi. And this other thing, oh, he said, this looks real nice. Like, it looks It looks great. Oh, that piece looks great. And I'm like, well, again, what are you after? Are you after looks? Are you after a deal? Are you after good sound? Because they're three completely different things. And if you're prime directive, I know it's like nice to have something that looks cool. But if you're after looks, consider that you are immature in this whole audiophile thing because you're still attracted by the shiny looks, okay? That fades once you realize that all the glitters is not gold. Okay, it's going to fade and you're going to start to look for more valuable features like sonic attributes. How does it sound, not how does it look? Okay, I don't care how it looks as long as it's good sound. And I know it's a bonus to me. Like if something looks, if but I'll tell you what, you put in a goofy ass looking piece, and if it sounds world class, all of a sudden that goofy look will become beautiful to you because it sounds so good. So you need to ask yourself, what am I after? Am I after looks? Am I after deal? Am I after sound? Pretty much, I'm after sound. That's what I teach people is how to get the things that sound great. And another thing is to get something that's really expensive and then you get it for 40% of the cost. You need to ask yourself what is involved with that. Why am I getting it so cheap? Why is it that there's no resale value on this? It's like let's look at cars for instance. Okay, you look at Maserati on the used market, okay? It drops like a lead balloon. You can pick up a Maserati with a V6, maybe a V8, I think they're V6s, Ferrari engine, okay? This thing has red heads on it. It's the sexiest looking engine you've ever seen, but it's a Ferrari. I mean, it's a Maserati, and the things are unreliable. And they go into the shop, and they're extremely expensive. $2,500 per axle for brake jobs, things like that. It's ridiculous. You get a McLaren for $90,000. Okay, try and do a brake job on a McLaren. You can't. It's highly doubtful that you can even do it yourself. You can probably get away with Maserati maintenance, but McLaren, I don't think I'd take my risk. So and then what are you after? Are you after the driving experience, or are you after something that is looks really good? There's cars out there that look really good but just don't do it. So you have to ask yourself, what are you after? If you're after the deal, buy a used Maserati, then you're going to get a really good deal, but you're going to realize later the pain. You're going to get pain somewhere in it, okay? And if you get the good deal, you're going to get pain later when it comes to that maintenance, if you get a good deal with the car. If you get a good deal with HiFi, you're going to come into the pain later when you realize you bought something that doesn't sound that great, even though it's got a big name and a bunch of, it's gorgeous. It doesn't sound that great. So there's the pain there. Well, you saved on the front end, but you're going to get the pain on the back end. The other way is to just go and buy something that sounds good, that is brand, like we'll use Roland in this instance. You go buy the Jeff Roland amp, that thing is going to sound phenomenal. It's going to last forever. It's going to be bona fide killer sound no matter what. Okay. And you're going to have a little more pain on the front because it's going to cost a little bit more. Yeah, you're going to spend, whatever, 15 grand instead of paying 8 grand maybe for an amp or something of that nature. But you're getting the pain out of the way. You're buying, and for some people, 15K is nothing, but for some people it is. And so you get that out of the way, but then you don't have to worry about it. It's like it again, we go to the car thing. It's like, well, we can get a good deal if we go buy a used thing from Geppetto down the street, right? We go on Facebook Marketplace, and if I find some dude down the street selling his Porsche or whatever, or his Jaguar, another one that dives in value, oh, I can get a real good value. I can get a Jaguar V8 XKR for 30 grand, and it's got 500 horsepower, and they do look kick ass. And I actually love that car. But you get inside and look at the electronics, dude. Look at the GPS and the thing. It's ancient. It's putrefied. It's like you're gonna get. It'd be better if they didn't even have electronics in there, right? And it was all just analog. The car would be much better. But you go in and you find some deal for cars out there, and then You're gonna bring it home, you're gonna drive it. Whoa, I got the deal. But then you don't have the maybe you don't have the exact color you want, you don't have the exact electronics you want, there's no warranty, or you could just go to the dealer and you could buy something that's certified pre-owned, okay, that has a complete warranty on it, or you could buy brand spanking new and get something that nobody else has used and has a complete warranty and a service like a maintenance where the oil changes are free for the first year, you know? And it's all just about where are you in your life? What do you have time for? What do you want? What do you want to deal with? Do you want to deal with that Jaguar that's 15 years old, that looks really great, has a lot of horsepower, it looks like you got money, right? But your headlights are flickering and going out, or your door locks don't work, or the climate control is only working on one side. You got to go in and get that. Or are you going to just go get, the Volvo brand new, and or certified pre-owned, that everything works perfectly and it's got a warranty? You have to ask yourself, what are you after? You after the flash that has the blinky headlights and the ABS that doesn't work and the dashboard lights on because you got a good deal? Or do you want the good shit and you just go pay for it, and just do it? Jeff Rowland amps start at $4,000. So, anyways, that is something to ask yourself, and it's an important thing. What are you after in hi-fi? What are you after? I say most of us are after good sound. Some guys may be after look, some guys may be after the fun deal or whatever, but you will, mark my words, you go after look and you go after panache and flash and look, or if you go after the deal, you will receive pain on the back end. So it is, and not all the time, right? Okay, but it is a total gamble buying used stuff. And Only reason I know this is I get you guys calling me every day about the stuff that you bought that broke. I mean, I talked to somebody a while back that had a Boulder amp. They paid a lot of money for a big, actually, and it was like 40%. It was normally 160 grand, but they paid out 40 grand for it. But the thing came and it broke. And then they had to send it back to Boulder. God knows how expensive that thing is to ship. It had to go back to Boulder. It had to get fixed, and Boulder fixed. It wasn't under warranty. It was $3,000 for the repair. And then it's like, dude, why didn't you just put the money into it up front? You get my picture. So I just wanted to bring that to you. Are you after a deal? Are you after sound? That's the message for today. Have a great weekend. See you.